1-1 high fly ball, deep right field, backing up Eaton, and that one is out of here.
No side.
He crushed it. And the Red Sox have taken the lead.
Bitch, put some respect on my name. Hey. When you speak on me, you speak on the game.
Guys, welcome to Smack Talk. We have another great guest. She is the wellness overall champion at the Legends Cup. She won second place at the King Kong Classic and came in fifth place at the Olympia Amateur, which is the biggest amateur bodybuilding show in the fucking world. Ladies and gentlemen, Daphnée Bureau Lugo.
Hi, guys.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Anytime. So, I love the sport, okay? Bodybuilding is a great sport to get into. Talk to me about you. How long have you been bodybuilding for?
So, well, first of all, I've always been an athlete. So I've always been into sport. I was a figure skater for basically all my life, from 4 to 17. And then, well, we might get into that, the whole story. But anyways, I decided to join the gym when I moved to Quebec City for the university. And because I've always been super competitive, I just decided to get into something competitive.
Absolutely. Do
something more because it's fun to go to the gym, but for me, I need an actual goal. I need to want to beat somebody. I need something that motivates me to go. I can't just go for myself.
You have that competitive drive.
Yeah, I've always been like that. So I needed something to fuel my gym sessions. Yeah. And I started following girls on social media, and I was like, oh, okay, this looks fun, it looks like a cool thing to be in. And then my coach at the time, my first coach, he actually reached out to me when I posted a picture of, I don't know, probably a booty picture at the gym.
Classic.
And he was he was starting his team. He was just getting into bodybuilding team building. Okay. And he was like, oh, I think you have so much potential. You should get into bodybuilding competition. I was like, bodybuilding, what? What you mean? I didn't even know. I was following girls, but I didn't know what it was really. I knew they were getting on stage with their bikinis and...
Can you explain that? What's the difference between, you're in the wellness category,
yes,
right? So
yes.
What is the difference between wellness category, bodybuilding, because people don't really know the difference.
Yeah.
They just think it's one category, you're fucking jacked and that's it, right?
No, there's many categories depending on your body type.
Okay.
And then depending on how you look, you fall into one category better.
Okay.
Or you can, of course, build your body to look, which is
like
bodybuilding.
Absolutely.
You should, build your body to fit in the category that you prefer, of course. But genetically, you're going to be predisposed to be in a specific category. Personally, I have very big legs, very big glutes. I'm lower body dominant, so I fall in the wellness category, which that's what it is. It's lower body dominance. Whereas bikini, you would think more of a taller girl, not necessarily taller, but skinnier, fit, but more into skinny.
more petite.
Yeah, more petite.
Yeah.
Those cute little girls at the gym that wear the Gymshark things and
do glute kickbacks on the fucking treadmill.
And
whatever.
they don't want to get too big, and they genetically are not going to get super jacked, Yeah. And then you have figure, whereas the girls who have much bigger upper bodies, so they're more into a inverse triangle.
Okay.
Where
more lats and shoulder dominant.
Yeah, more lats.
Okay.
Upper body, back, and then their lower body is matching, but not really. It's slimmer. And then you have bodybuildings, which
monsters.
Yeah, monsters.
Those
are, I don't even know if they're considered girls anymore. At this point.
Well, okay, we're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah. What is a girl anyway?
Yeah, that's nuts.
Point.
Yeah, crazy. But yeah. So the categories are so different though. It feels like you're either born for a certain category or you're not.
You're born for bodybuilding. Okay, so you can work hard and put all the substances in your body to try to reach a certain genetic type, but you're not. You're not going to get there. You might get to a certain level, but if you look at the best of the best in the world, the Olympia stage, all the pros, those top pros are genetically gifted.
Freaks.
They're freaks. They have the work ethic that comes with it.
Absolutely.
So sometimes you have the genetics, but you don't really have the work ethic. or some people have the work ethic and they're going to work hard, more than anybody else. But unfortunately, they don't have the genetics to go with it, which is sad for them, but it's the reality of the sport.
Yeah, if you don't have the genetics, you have no base to like fall off of, pretty much. Because if you can do trend, you can run a fucking bunch of roids, but if you don't have the genetics for it, like you're not going to get that shape.
Exactly, like your structure is not going to look the best, you know, like your bone structure, where your attachments are, like how your muscles are like formed, if they're bubbly, if they're, you know, it's so many little details that a lot of people don't understand. So like when you see people at the top, it's just because they were born for it, you know.
And you said figure skating too. Do you think that like being an athlete when you were a kid had a big impact on your bodybuilding career right now?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Well, first, so I think I'm genetically gifted in terms of like my lower body because of my
Yes. Okay.
Because of my Cuban heritage, and if you look at like all the top wellness girls, they're all Latinos. They're all from Brazil or, you know, Mexico, or like all the Latin countries. There are some exceptions, of course, but in general, they're all like mixed girls or like girls from the South. So that's first thing. And that's where the wellness category started.
Really?
That's where it started first, and it's been in the U.S. and Canada since 2020, but then 2020 wasn't really a big year because all of what happened. So I would say it really started in 2021. So it's very recent in the IFBB Pro League, which is the league that I'm competing in. So yeah, it started in South America and then became a thing here, and I'm so happy that it is now.
That's so cool. I didn't know the history at all. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's very cool. So now they kind of saw that girls were getting into that, and girls like a more, I don't know, muscular body type, and a lot of girls were wanting to compete but didn't really fall into the bikini category because they were like too lower body dominant, and they didn't want to go to figure because figure is a very different body type, like that not every girl likes, you know. Not every girl wants to have like a big upper body and a big back and chest,
not every girl wants to be completely jacked like a monster too, like in like for bodybuilding too. Yes, it's impressive, okay? I'm not saying monster in a bad way. I'm saying like it's impressive, but like they're so freakishly huge, like nuts.
You look at them and you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Jesus Christ. You said Cuban heritage.
Yes.
Are you born there?
No, so I was born here.
Okay.
I was born in Canada, but I've always been very close to like my family. I lived with my grandparents when I was younger. So they lived with us. So that's very uncommon in like Canadian families. I would say it's very common into like immigrant families.
Absolutely.
So my grandma and my grandpa used to live with us when they were here because they had a house like in Cuba and they traveled and stuff. But when they were in Canada, they lived with us. So I grew up with them. Like my grandpa was making my breakfast in the morning every day and like giving me my café con leche.
Oh, damn.
So I really lived that like cultural Cuban life since I've been, you know,
that's why
born.
You got good values.
Yes. And it's very, very important for me. Like family is very important. So it's funny because like my friends, they knew that my grandparents lived with us and they loved them and like they loved my grandparents, and it was a...
Why do you think it's so different in Quebec? You know?
I don't know.
Yes, okay, I'm not saying all Quebecois families hate each other, but it's common.
It's
common.
I think it's like... I don't think it's like they hate each other, or well, sometimes, but let's talk more about like the... How do you say that? Like the bond between families, like independence and stuff. Like I feel like in Cuba, everybody needs to help each other. Like everybody's in the same boat. Everybody's like struggling, and like there's a very big community feel. Like if you need something, even if I just have a little bit of it, I'm gonna give it to you. And
you guys are lovers, huh? Cubans are lovers. Yes. A lot of love to give.
A lot of love and a lot of like understanding, and I think here it's very different because everybody's like super independent. Like as soon as you move out of your parents, like you get a job, you work or you go to school, and then you move to another city, and then you kind of like lose contact with your family. You don't see them as often. Me, it's always been like very, very present. Like my mom's very
Yeah, me too. I'm the same way.
crazy.
Yeah.
I love her, but sometimes
She's crazy. Why am I not surprised? Seriously.
No, she's not crazy. She's like crazy good, and the thing
Caring.
is like, yeah, she's very caring, and sometimes like because I have both, like I'm not 100% Cuban, so I did still grew up with like Quebecois friends and like their lifestyle and their ways where like their parents were maybe a little bit more like loose and like maybe more like, okay, yeah, you can go with your friends. My mom was like, you need to call me at this time. Call me if blah blah blah, or like you cannot come home after this time. And I was like, okay, mom.
Yeah.
And I was like I was listening a lot. Well, it's great. It made me into the person that I am. But like sometimes I was jealous because like my friends were like, okay, yeah, we're gonna stay till like 10 p.m. And I was like, okay, me at 8, I need to be home. You know?
Yeah, did you sneak out a lot?
I did.
Yeah,
Sometimes
you did.
I did.
Yeah, of course you did. Of course you did. I grew up with a lot of immigrant friends too, and it was the same way. Like they
Not
had to
a
go.
lot.
They had to go home at like 9 o'clock, and then they text me at like 11. Like, dude, meet me in the park. You know?
Yeah.
Always.
But I snuck out for like boys.
Okay. Yeah. At least you're honest.
I mean,
there's no other reason. Come
no,
on.
there's no other reason
Come
to
on.
sneak out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm really vexed on your figure skating. Like, I've never
okay.
really like. How does it work? Like, you're just like you have like a routine, and they give you points on your routine. Like, how does it?
Yeah, so figure skating, like I said, it was like my whole life. I was into that,
okay.
and I was very good at it. Like I was asked to be in the Quebec team, like in the
Really?
Yeah, the national, like not national, but like the provincial
Yeah,
Quebec
team, yeah.
team. But I was pretty young, so like my mom and I would have had to like move out of my place.
Yeah.
And I was like 13 or something, and I would have moved to like Montreal, which was like 8 hours away from where I grew, like from where
Where'd you
I'm
grow
born. In Ville Marie, so it's like it's Témiscamingue. It's
Okay.
like very, it's like far.
Abitibi?
L'Abitibi, là.
Holy shit.
L'Abitibi, là.
Holy
Ouais.
shit, okay.
So very Québécois.
Yeah,
there
all the
also.
English people are like, where the fuck is that?
I know.
Somewhere, dude. Somewhere in the north.
Somewhere far away,
And
like
very French.
on the countryside, and very French, very.
Your English is good for someone who grew up French.
Thank you.
So it's trilingual?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, and I learned English through like singing songs and like maybe after like social media.
Yeah.
I think it has also been like a very good help. But yeah, so anyways, figure skating was my whole life, and I loved it. And it was, so how it works is that of course you have a coach, you
Yeah.
have like jumps and like spins and stuff, and then you learn that, and then you make a routine on a song, and then you just do that in front of the judges. And something that I think I was really good at is like catching the judge's attention.
Ooh.
Like sometimes my technique was maybe not like the best on the ice. Sometimes I missed certain things, or I would fall on certain jumps.
Must
or
fucking hurt.
it does, but not really. Like you kind of get used to it. Like you're numb to the pain at that point.
Well, you're fucking cold too, probably.
Yeah,
so.
you're cold and you're
Yeah,
like, But the only time where it like really hurts is like if you fall in like a very bad way, like because
Okay.
there's ways that it's normal to fall in that way.
Yeah, like on your head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never really.
I like that. By the way, we have our first live audience. We have Daphne's boyfriend, Tony, my boy, okay,
Yes.
Steelers fan, so that's why I hate him a little bit, but I love him. He's a good guy.
We
good
love
guy,
him.
good
We
guy.
love
yeah.
him.
Yeah, we do.
So, anyways, you learn the routine, and then you do that in front of the judges, and like I said, I think I was really good at like catching their eye, and I was so like artistic, and I was really putting a lot of sass into my routine. So they kind of like forgot that I was not maybe the best at like the technique, and they scored me higher. And I used to, sometimes I would win over like a girl who had like a perfect routine. Mine was almost perfect, but because I had that little, that little sass, it made me win. And that in bodybuilding is what's making me like even better at what I am. Because like
You're answering my questions.
Yeah,
Yes,
I know,
it
'cause-
transitions so well.
So well.
You
so
like
well.
found the perfect sport.
Yes, exactly. So when I first competed, so of course I started with my coach that I was talking about. I ended up getting back to him and be like, okay, you know what? Like I might try this thing of bodybuilding. And then I started training. So basically I got into the gym in like September 2017,
Okay.
18 maybe. Anyways, when I got into like university. And I did my first show in April. So like that's very
Yeah.
very short period of time.
Yeah,
like
you got into it.
Yeah. Usually people just like they train for a long time,
Yeah.
and then they're like, oh, okay, let me try to come like do a show.
After years.
Yeah, after years of being in the gym, they're like, okay, let me try to compete. I was like, no. I'm getting into the gym and I'm competing. Like, I'm a bodybuilder. So I started my career not as like a gym goer. I've always been like a bodybuilder since day one.
Yeah.
So I competed and I felt exactly how I felt when I was like
On top
figure
of
skating. You know, I was like, shit, this is cool. Like, you work really hard, but then you have this show day where you're like all glammed up, the beautiful hair, the nice makeup. You're alone on stage because I've always done like individual sports. Never been really into like a team sport,
Okay.
just because if you fuck up, I don't want to have that on me. Like, I'm doing my best, and like if you suck, like, no, I'm not gonna carry that. Like, I don't carry a team. I carry myself. Like, I've always been like that, and that's also because of figure skating. But anyways, I was like, it's so similar, and I had to stop figure skating because when I was 17, I moved for college, and then I would have had to like find another club, another coach, and I was like, anyways, that's not what I want to do with my life. So I kind of like left that aside, even though I loved it. It was hard for me to stop, but I was like, I've done my time, and now I was kind of like looking for something else, sporty, like competition, and then found that, and I was like,
Did you
okay,
know,
this is-
like, when you started that there were going to be like some correlations, or you just went into it and they're like, holy shit, this is the same thing?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I didn't know. I really went into like bodybuilding and competition as like, okay, well, I'm a gym goer and I want to win, so I just went into it.
Damn.
But I didn't know, like, I didn't link like the both of them together. I was like, oh, they're gonna be similar. I didn't see it like that.
It was just natural.
Yeah, it was like after my first shot, I was like, okay, I really love this. Like, I really love doing this.
Nice.
Yeah.
And like, what did you win? Your accomplishments. Tell me what you won.
So at that time, I was competing in another federation, so it was a little bit different. But I came in, I think, fourth on my first show, which was like really good.
That's
but
crazy.
Like, yeah, no, that's
really good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's really
Yeah.
good. Like, I've always been used to like be the first and be
Yeah.
on top, so it's like
It humbled
for
you,
me,
huh?
For me, like fourth is like whatever. Like, I don't.
It's a
really,
fucking participation trophy.
really, but no, for
If
my
you're not
first
first,
show,
you're last.
for my first show, I was very happy because I didn't know what to expect. It was like my first time. It's not like, okay, well, I'm gonna be first. Like, of course you want to be first, and I
Yeah, of course.
worked to be first, but there were so many fuck ups in that prep. Like, I cheated all the way through it. Like, I didn't know the not the value, but like what it really took to be the best. Like, I was just getting into the sport, so I was like, okay, like if I eat this little thing, it's not gonna mess up everything. You know, I didn't have like that same concept, and I feel like the more I do preps and the more I get into the sport, I'm like, okay, no, every single thing
Counts.
matters.
Yeah.
You know, so I would say like my first prep wasn't the best, but it was fun. You know, it was like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Like, I love
You
doing this.
learn very quickly how your body reacts and adapts to certain diets.
Yeah.
For sure. It's crazy. I'm the same way. I breathe beside a pack of Oreos and I gain like 5 pounds.
I hate dieting.
I am the worst, dude. It's so fucking hard. That's why like I try to eat like only protein. I try to pack it as much as possible into like short meals. If not,
Yeah.
like I can't. Like, I love snacking. I'm the worst.
So good. I
Yeah.
just love eating like
Yeah.
all the foods, and I cook really good. Like, I love cooking.
God damn.
He's lucky. He's a
Lucky dude,
lucky
man.
dude.
Holy fuck.
Like, and-
Cuban food too?
Yeah. He's like,
Jesus.
sometimes like, can you cook me like a Cuban meal? I'm like, yeah, okay.
Damn, mommy, damn. Okay.
So I love cooking, and that's also something that I need to restrict when I'm like prepping.
Yeah.
But I still cook and I make him food, but sometimes it's hard for me not to like have a little.
This guy doesn't have a fucking inch of fat on him. This
No,
guy's
I know,
nuts.
I know.
He probably eats everything he wants, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Basically, and sometimes he's like, we need to be careful. I'm like,
Oh, yeah,
fuck
dude.
You
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you don't have to be careful. I
Yeah.
have to be careful.
That's true. Do you drink at all? No way.
No, really.
No,
Not
eh?
really. Like, if I drink, it's like to get fucked up.
Yeah,
you
me
know?
too, same way.
I don't really drink for like social. It's never been a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't really do that. I drink energy drink. Rang, if you see this, you should sponsor us.
Hey, I met Thor, huh?
You really?
Yeah. I met him in person. Yeah.
And what about a sponsorship?
Yeah, I would love to. Hey, Thor, hey, come on, dude. Hey, if you want to sponsor this pod,
Or
go
you can
right
sponsor
ahead.
me.
Or her as
and
well.
then you can sponsor us.
Yes, please. This guy was a monster. Absolute monster. Great guy, though. Very good guy.
Cool.
Huge.
Where'd you meet him?
Iceland. I went to his gym. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that
That's
was really cool.
great.
Yeah, I wanted to train, but like you have to like reserve and shit, so I didn't get the chance. But
Okay.
next time. Fuck it. Whenever I'm back in Iceland. I
You
guess.
will. You will for
one
sure.
day. What do you like about what do you like about bodybuilding? Like what makes you feel good? Like why do you keep on, persevering in the sport?
I don't even know.
You don't
Like,
know?
It's like, okay, so I like going to the gym, but I don't love going to the gym.
What?
Yeah. So that's very uncommon, but like I do it because I know it's what I need to do to be the best at my sport. Because I love the sport. I don't like I love going to the gym. Like I love having a good pump and like
Yeah.
But when I get out of the gym, I'm like, oh yeah, I had such a good workout, and like I'm not looking forward to tomorrow gym.
That's so surprising.
Yeah,
For someone who's so good at it. That's crazy.
I don't even know how to explain. Like, it's not that I hate the gym.
No,
Because, of course, if
100%.
I didn't
Yeah.
like going to the gym, I wouldn't be a bodybuilder.
But if you didn't have
The
a
sport.
goal or like a competition, whatever, would you still be training this hard?
I would still be training, of course, because I've always been very sporty and athletic, and like sports has always been part of
Yeah.
my life. But I would probably be into more like dynamic sports. Like I would be like going for like a run, or like being more like
Weightlifting?
yeah, doing things that just I want to do that day. Like let's say I would be boxing or just
Okay.
skipping ropes. Like
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
be doing something more dynamic. I guess so. Like I love maybe not like CrossFit, but I love all the more like athletic
Yep.
things. Like I love like the les échelles, like
Yeah, the ladder, yeah.
ladders.
Hit-
Like I
a lot
love
of hit
I
workouts?
love
Yeah.
love doing that because I feel like I'm an athlete. And that's what I like. I like being an athlete.
Mm.
That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I'm not. I don't know how to really explain.
No.
And I've tried to like tell him like I don't look forward to go to the gym. He's like he gets like all pumped up and he's like, okay, I'm gonna have such a good workout.
I'm the same
like,
way.
bro, for real, like. But I get to the gym and I do my thing and I do what I have to do and I push hard and I get through my workout, and when I'm done with a good workout, I'm like, okay, this was a good workout, but I
Really?
don't necessarily be like, okay, let me do the same thing tomorrow. I'm still gonna do the same thing tomorrow, but I'm not like, I don't know if I should be like that. I don't know if that's gonna
hey,
cause
it's working
me.
for you. Whatever works for you.
It's been working for me, and like
Yeah.
I coached myself like after having my first coach,
Mm-hmm.
I dropped him, and then I coached myself for like almost like a year and a half, 2 years before getting with my actual coach, and it taught me so much about like everything that I know, everything that I learned, how I respond to certain things, certain diets, certain workout types. I've learned to like listen to my body and be like, no, I need to rest. Like I need this rest day. And like if tomorrow I don't feel like going to the gym again because I feel like I'm sore or my body's not going to perform at its best, I'm not going to push myself. And it still brought me to like build the body that I have right now. So
To me, it's like more like a mental crutch for me. Like if I don't go, like during the day, I work a lot, and during the day, that's the only fucking thing I'm thinking about.
Really?
Like I want to be fucking pumped, and like as soon as I get to the gym, when I finish my workout, I'm like, okay, I accomplished something today. If I don't work out for one day, like I take rest days too.
Yeah.
Like today, I'm probably gonna take a rest day, but like I feel like shit. Like I feel like oh my god, you're such a weak bitch. Like you should do something. I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just maybe it's different. I have no idea.
I feel that because like me, I feel that if I don't do anything with my day, that's different. Like if I feel like I've been on the couch all day watching Netflix and like being lazy, then I feel like you're losing your time and like you're wasting time and
I can't
you're
do that.
useless. Like I can't do that for too long. Like some days it's fine. It's fine to rest and it's okay to
yes.
feel like lazy one day and like or 2 days, but then get back into your routine. But for me, that's that. It's like following my routine. In the morning, I do my cardio even when I'm not in prep. And like if I don't do my cardio in the morning, I feel lazy or I feel like my day's kind of like a bit
Something's missing.
it's like weird.
Yep.
Because of that routine, it's like, okay, well, my brain is like set up to like, okay, we wake up, we do the cardio, we have breakfast, and then the day falls,
Yeah.
But if you don't do those first steps, it's like your body's like, not your body, but your brain is like, what's going on? So then you start like wanting to maybe cheat more on your diet or
Yep.
like maybe not follow your plan 100%. And then you might skip your gym session because you feel like a bit lazy. And that's what I find the most like detrimental to me, because sometimes like when I'm not following my routine, it's hard for me to like get out of that like cycle of like, okay, no, maybe you didn't follow your routine in the morning, but like it's time to like pick it back up and like continue. Sometimes I find myself like leaning into that like laziness.
I understand.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about your routine. Like what is your routine? Like what do you take for supplements? What's the diet that fits you the best? Do you go keto? Do you go like what do you like? What fits your body type?
So
you must have tried fucking all of them. Yeah.
So I would say in bodybuilding, it's very hard to go like you can't really go keto.
No,
like
you need carbs.
You need
that,
carbs.
Yeah,
you need carbs to function.
Yeah.
And I find that my body reacts well to high carbs.
Lucky.
But I love high fats. Like
Ooh.
I much prefer eating like peanut butter and almonds and I don't know, like avocados, guac, you know, all those things. Like that's what I crave for my body. But I know that it's maybe not what works the best. But that's what I do in my off season though. Like in my off season, I'm very more so like an intuitive eater.
Yep.
So I've been dieting for so long that I know portion control. I know what I'm supposed to feed my body. So it's hard to do intuitive eating when you don't have intuition on your food. You
Yes,
know, it's like
absolutely.
you can't just tell somebody, be like, okay, yeah, eat whatever you want. Because like whatever they want is like whatever they're used to eating, which
Everybody's different. Everybody's different. There's no perfect diet.
Yeah.
Like one person, like I'm on like a carnivore based kind of thing, and the only carbs I'm eating is fruit. So I'm eating fruit and meat. Pretty like that's it. I feel amazing, but for another person that can be completely detrimental to their health.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it just there's no right way.
No.
And the fact that you know exactly what your body needs is perfect.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
it changed. Like I feel also for girls with like their menstrual cycle and
Yes.
stuff. Like it really changes. Like yes, you have craving, but sometimes like at a certain part of like your cycle, you might be more like leaning into like fatty foods, and then sometimes you might lean into more like protein, and then it's just like listening to your body. It's very hard to listen to your body when you're a bodybuilder because you have a diet, like, and you need to follow that if you want to reach your goals and stuff.
Yeah.
So what I try to do is like I try to follow, let's say in my off season, in my in season, I need to follow my plan, like. And that's what my coach
That's
gives
it.
me,
Yep.
and I follow my plan, and that's it. I wouldn't say that I don't fuck up once in a while. I do, and I think everybody
human.
does. But in general, I follow my plan strictly, and if I mess up, I tell my coach, and that's it. But in my off season, I still have a plan, so I try to follow it like I would say like 70 to 80%, and then certain days, or sometimes it's like a whole week where I'm like not completely messing up my plan, but like I'll definitely be more like into snacking a little bit on the side and
A little
like,
loosey goosey.
yeah, a little
Yeah.
loosey goosey. But then that's the thing. It's like I'm so primed to like go back to my diet that it might happen for a week, but then I'm so wired to like go back to my diet and like feel good again and like just be back on my routine that I naturally just fall back into it. You know, I'll just
yeah.
be like, okay, today was the last day of this whole little splur that I was having. Like now I need to get back into my
Yeah.
thing. Like,
Well, it's a lot of discipline. That's what it comes down to. It's just so much discipline, and you know, it helps when you have support. You know,
Yes.
do you have a lot of support?
I have a lot
Yeah.
of support.
This
Have a
guy?
lot. This guy.
Yeah.
This guy is the best.
Good.
So I
That's
love
awesome.
him.
Good.
I love him so much. But even my family, like, they're very supportive, even if they don't necessarily like understand.
It's hard to
everything.
understand.
It's hard to
It's
understand.
hard to understand.
But like my friends are very supportive as well. Like most of my friends are into the gym, but some girls are not really into the gym either. But they still understand. Okay, Daph is in prep, so we can't really like invite her to do this, or if we invite her, we know that she's not going to be eating this thing,
Exactly,
or she's
yeah.
going to bring her own meal. And everybody's
Family
like,
suppers are the worst.
yeah, but like even his family is super
Good.
like they were super supportive through my prep. And
But he has a lot of athletes in his family, eh? Kind of.
do you? I mean, they've always been like into like
Exactly.
healthy lifestyle.
yeah.
You know, they're not like
Which helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they and they're super primed. They're like, okay, tell me more about it. And like, they want to know. And that's what I find very cool is that people want to learn, and they're not like judging me for like doing something that they don't understand. They're very open to learning more about it. But he's like the best. Like, honestly, during this prep was very long. This last prep that I did for the Olympia Amateur was very long. We had a lot of road bumps in the way, and like not us, but like my prep had a lot of road bumps. And it really what kept me pushing on certain days was like him telling me like, no, you got this, like you can do this, like you're almost there, you know.
So fucking important.
And because if not, I would have just been like, you know what, fuck this shit. I don't want to do it, because like some days, most of the days at the end, you're like, you don't really want to do it. Like, your life is miserable. Like, everything is hard. Everything's like a battle. You know, getting out of bed in the morning to do your cardio is a battle. And then just preparing your breakfast, which is the breakfast that you don't necessarily want to eat. And you know that it's not going to be filling, you know, like.
Yeah. It's not going to be good either.
It's not, it's just going to be so boring. And when things don't go your way in life in general, because like your life is not just bodybuilding, you have a lot of other things going on. So if at work something goes bad, then like all your prep is like there on the edge. Like you need to keep pushing in that aspect of your life, where on another aspect of your life you just want to crumble down and like cry, but you can't, because like you need to still keep the mental up and be like, well, you know, I need to get my gym done, I need to get, you know, you still need to tick all the boxes at the end of the day, because then you know, and you have that pressure of like, if you're not doing that, you're gonna fail at that too.
Yeah, and someone else is doing it.
Yeah.
So if you want to win, fucking, you know.
And they're doing it relentlessly. They want to win as much as you want to win. So if you fuck up on one day, you need to get back on track fast.
Yeah, because the other person is probably not fucking up.
Yeah, it's probably not fucking up. So it's very stressful.
The support comes with hatred too, right? Because it's not a team sport, it's one person, so you must get some hate.
I think I get hate from like people, like mostly like guys that don't understand. They're like, you're on steroids and like you must have a dick, and I'm like, bro,
Jesus Christ.
Come on, like, you know, like I'm like, what are you even talking about? You know, like you don't even know what you're talking about. So and they're just like, in a way, I see it just as like jealousy, because they wish they would look like me, you know, and they can't, because they're not. Or
their girl to look like you or whatever.
Or their girl, they want a girl that looks like me, and they will never have that.
No.
But I would say like in the sport, yes, it's very individual, but I feel that because it's so individual, everybody knows that it's like, it's you versus you in a way. Like, yes, it's you versus the other girls, but you can't change how hard another person works to get there. You know, you can't be like, oh, I hate her because she has better glutes than me. Well, good for her. You know, like she worked hard to get there. And I only look up to those people to be like, okay, like this is my goal. Like I want to look somewhat like her. And I'm going to have to put the work just as she did. You know, I don't look down on myself and be like, oh, I don't look like her, I'm never going to get there. I'm like, no, this is my goal, I'm going to get there. So I see it more as, I find the bodybuilding community is very supportive.
So it's a lot of like Instagram trolls that are pretty much,
Instagram,
that's the worst, right?
I find that's that. And I mean, I really don't care about that. Like I've been on social media for a very long time, and
you ever have like weird stories from like Instagram followers and shit? Oh shit.
But yes, but it's more like thirsty.
Yeah, for sure.
Like guys, you know. But
absolutely.
In general, I'd say like I've made money out of like weirdos on social media.
Please tell me. Come on, one story.
Okay, so we have this guy, which is like very recent. Actually, it's recent, but it dates.
What's his name? I'm kidding.
No, but he would love me. I'll probably send him this podcast actually, because like he loves to be like humiliated and stuff.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So him knowing that I talked about him on this podcast, he's like, good. G's everywhere.
Oh
like,
my
probably.
god.
I don't know.
Louise.
Jeez Louise. No, for real. Anyway, so this guy, he's an old guy. Like, he's an old man. Like, he's not like 20. He's
Absolute dirty dog, this guy.
Yeah, but he's like very respectful, and that's the thing. It's like sometimes you think about those guys who has like weird like
Fetishes?
requests and fetishes that they would be like weirdos and shit. No, they're like super respectful. And,
Normal people.
no, but like probably normal people outside of their fetishes. And like for me, it's making me money, so I don't really care what you like. If I can provide it to you.
Sure.
And make money out of it,
fuck
bro.
Yeah.
Fuck it. So, anyways, he likes feet pictures and like leg pictures, and like, of course, I have really nice feet.
Okay.
So, guys,
damn.
You know,
All right.
if any of you,
Hit 'em up,
I'm
hit 'em
hoping
up.
I'm hoping to request. But I have really nice legs, so I find that a lot of guys that follow my Instagram, they love like big legs and like muscular girls, and they have kind of that fetish a little bit about like muscular woman. Or like dominance over them.
Absolutely.
And yeah, he just wants to see like my feet and my legs and like just like the sole of my feet like cramped up like that. He just it's very. But I mean,
I'm not kink shaming, but
listen,
it's a little weird. Okay,
it's
I'm just saying.
Weird,
okay,
but he doesn't even want to see my face. Like. He's like, no, I don't need to
just
see
send him
your
my feet.
Yeah, just see. Yeah.
My corny ass, fucking gross ass feet.
I made so much money out of this dude.
How much?
Well, so he was in the hospital for a little bit. Like,
what is going on? What the fuck? Why is he in the hospital?
no, but because he's old.
Okay, that old.
Yeah, he's pretty old. Like, he has heart problems and stuff.
Jesus Christ.
So, anyways, maybe we give him a heart attack. At some point, me and Tony were like, maybe he's dead because of us, you know?
Damn.
Anyways, so we made like, we paid, let's just say, like, we paid for, like, our hotel room in Vegas for the whole week with, like, his money. And we've made more than that, you know?
What?
Yeah, so.
In a good hotel.
Yeah, in a very good hotel, in a good Hilton hotel, like big suite with like the kitchen and the bathtub in the a big hotel room, like bathtub in the bedroom, king size bed. We had a projector with like for movies on the wall. Mm-hmm. It was great. God. It was a great hotel, and we paid with all his money. Well,
wow.
it was our money at that point, but
who cares? Fucking live your life.
And he disappeared for a little bit.
Oh, off the map.
Yeah, he was off the map, and I was like, bro, we need your money. Like, where are you?
Where's the fucking feet money, man? I need that feet money.
No, for real.
Yeah.
And he would be excited. He would be like, anyways. And he was like, no, I'm sorry. Like, I had to be in the hospital for a little bit. And then literally yesterday, he reached back to us. Really? And like just yesterday, we made like $350.
We're going to Vegas, babe. We're going to Vegas.
But for real, like just out of a couple pictures, you know?
That's wild. Man.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
And that's not even like OnlyFans stuff. Like I don't have like an OnlyFans, or it's like requests here and there, which I've had before, but this is like the biggest money making that I've made. But like
requests from what? Like to be on OnlyFans?
Yeah, no, for feet. No, for feet.
Okay.
Like I had.
He's not the only one.
Oh no, he's not the only one.
You fucking freaks.
Yeah, it's crazy, guys. But I have pretty feet, can I say?
Yeah, sure. Hey, flex your feet, okay? I think the guy would be happy if you would flex your feet.
Yeah, right? He would be very happy. Anyways, that's funny. But yeah, so that's a very funny request. But in general, I just don't really care. People just be like, "Oh, you're pretty," and I'm like, I'm not gonna answer everybody.
Why would you? You have what, like 100,000 followers on Instagram?
Yeah.
That's wild. That's a lot of fucking people.
Yeah,
you must
right?
get like crazy fucking DMs too and all that shit there. Like for sure.
People talking to themselves.
Yeah.
And their in the DMs. But it's not that it's not that I'm like a mean person. It's just like you're not. What are you getting? Like, why would I even respond to you?
Exactly. There's no point.
There's no point.
You have a boyfriend. You have a good career. There's no reason.
Yeah, you're not gonna bring me anything. Like I appreciate you taking time and like telling me that I'm beautiful.
If it's not his Venmo or Cash App, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, exactly. If you're not sending me money, then I have no time for you, bitch.
yeah.
That makes me look so bad.
No, it's okay. No, I love it. I fucking love your honesty, for real. And like you're talking, well, it's pretty much like a sponsorship. But like talk to me about your sponsorships. Like who sponsors you? Like how does it work? Like
okay, so my first sponsorship was Mutant, like Mutant
of course.
Nutrition.
Yeah.
And at that time, I didn't even understand really what, like, because I was sponsored by them, but I was also like working for them in a way where like I would do demos into like Popeyes and GNCs and stuff, where I would like bring the products and make little taste testing for people, but they would pay me for that as well. And I wasn't like that big on social media. I had like a couple thousand followers, like maybe 1 or 2, I don't even know. And because at that time I was working at Popeyes, that's when I started bodybuilding, and it was like my job during uni. I was working there. And that was that. And then at some point I was like, okay, well, this contract is not really fulfilling, because they changed like the setting of the contract. And then I was not getting, I was not getting what I was getting in the first place. I was like, whatever, like I don't really care about you guys that much. Like I appreciate the offer, but then I was like,
it wasn't
fuck,
worth it.
You changed my contract. So now that you changed my contract, it's not worth for me. So then I started working with HD Muscle,
cool,
which was like they were starting, so they were getting a lot of new athletes and stuff.
Is that a Canadian brand?
Yeah, it's a Canadian brand. So that's also, I mean, Mutant. Also, they are they Canadian? I think no. I think yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, so I'm big into like Canadian brands. I think it's very cool to support that. So
support local.
One of the reasons why I went with HD first is because they were Canadian and they had a really big like community, and they were getting athletes, people that I knew and like friends of mine that were into bodybuilding, and like the community was super cool, and like they all train at like Pure Muscle and Fitness in Burlington, and I could go there, I would train, and we had photo shoots, and it was fun. But then they also changed the whole like. They always like I don't.
There's a lot of fake in this industry, huh?
I feel like because they grew very fast.
Yeah.
But then they grew very fast because they had a lot of good athletes to promote the brand. And
the brand wasn't keeping up with the quality of athletes.
It's just like at some point they had so many athletes that they were like, okay, well, we can't
fulfill all their
we can't offer all the same things. So now they started like
picking and choosing.
Picking the pros and like the best and like whatever. And I was like, yeah, but I've been with you guys like since you started the brand, literally. Like I was in your first athletes. Now, if you have like 20,000 affiliates, I don't care. I was still one of the first people there. So anyways, I decided to take a step back, and I was like, I didn't leave them really. I just decided to promote them less because it was not bringing me anything. I'm not going to sponsor something that's not bringing me something back in return. Like
Absolutely.
I have a big platform, and I expect you to be doing something for me as well, because like I'm not just like your promotion platform, you know? Exactly. It's not just like, no, you need to give me something in return.
Absolutely.
And then
it's your image. It's literally yourself. It's like in the NFL as well. The NFL, like, they have a hard time with their own rights. They want to promote their own brand, but the NFL is taking a cut off it, right?
Yeah.
And they did the same thing with college athletes, and now they're letting the college athletes pursue their own like brand. They're making millions. You know?
Yeah.
So honestly, it's a good thing that you're going the that route.
It's like now I know what I can make out of my social media presence.
Yeah.
Because it's been growing like crazy, and I'm like, okay, well, if I want to make this my life and my money making thing, then I need to be serious about it. I can't just let like brands take advantage of me and me not getting anything, like, you know, because like they need to pay for that. Like I grew that platform. People trust me. People trust me as an athlete.
Not the brand. You.
Not exactly.
Yep.
They take the brand because I take the brand, and like. Genuinely, I've loved their product. So if I associate with a brand, it's because I love their product. But then if you're not giving me anything in return, maybe another brand where I love their products as well is going to give me something better, you know? So now I'm with EHP Labs. I've been with them for like a little while.
Okay.
And they're really nice. They're less into like, I would say like the bodybuilding.
Okay.
Like HD was very much like bodybuilding and like, pumped and getting jacked. I feel like EHP Labs is more into like
athlete
lifestyle, like more like TikTok girls and stuff. Okay. But it's not in I don't say it in a bad way, but their products are very high quality products as well. Good. It's the same type of products. It's just like it's less geared towards like, okay, win the competition and
Okay.
like, but I've been working with them. They're amazing. They've been providing me like a very good like return in terms of like reciprocity,
Of course.
with the brand, and I enjoy their products, and I appreciate all of my followers using their products as well, and I promote them like genuinely, like even to my best friends, and like I'm like, oh yo, try these greens, they're like the best, and I'm genuinely pumped about it. I'm not going to talk about something that I'm not
Exactly. You don't like.
that
you
I
don't
don't
use.
like. Yeah, exactly.
What's your
I
favorite
use-
supplement?
My favorite supplement, like in general, to
Yeah,
take.
like what do you take? What's your stack?
So I said greens because like that's the first thing
Yeah.
that popped up. But like greens for me, it's always been like part of my diet, because it really helps with like bloating and
Yep.
digestion, and it makes sure that you have all the nutrients that you need throughout the day.
People are in lack of nutrients.
Oh, so much.
It's bad.
And like also like in general eating, but also in bodybuilding eating, you eat all of the same things every day.
Yeah.
Basically, like people follow a very similar diet every day, so they kind of lack certain nutrients, and like they don't eat all the fruits and vegetables that they should be eating. So having that in the morning first thing, it really just helps my metabolism like start
Good. So
day
that's
on
that's
a
the first
good-
thing you take in the
yeah,
morning?
that's the first thing. And then with like creatine and like glutamine.
Good.
So creatine is also a very well
Absolutely.
and safe supplement that I think everybody should take. Even
If you drink a lot of water. Drink water, man. Jesus Christ.
yeah, but not drink water just because water is important, not
Yes.
because creatine is in your system. Like you should drink water.
Yes, no
but
matter
yeah,
what.
when you take creatine, it's important to
Yeah,
when
be
you take
hydrated.
anything,
Yeah.
hydrated. So creatine, and then like those three things in the morning. It's like my
Do you take pre-workout?
not really.
No?
Not really. I don't enjoy. I sometimes I do, but
Like
I don't.
you'll drink an energy drink and stuff, but that's it.
Yeah, exactly. So now I'm drinking this, but I'm going to the gym after. I'm not going to take a pre-workout.
Okay.
That's enough for me. I don't need the pump. I don't. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I enjoy it, but it's not like part of my ritual before the gym. I just go to the gym. Maybe if I took pre-workout, I would enjoy working out
Oh,
more.
for sure. For sure. Are
But
you kidding me?
But it's very bad to like associate like so much caffeine with like
know.
the dopamine.
I
stuff.
had to stop the caffeine. I still take pre-workout every day, but it's only pump. Like I can't do caffeine because I
That's what
drink a
I
lot of
love.
coffee during the day, and I work constantly, so I drink a lot of coffee for sure. I was way too cracked out. Like before, I was taking like 400 or 500 mgs of caffeine
Crazy.
to go work out. Like how can you live like that? You know what I,
I know.
mean? Like holy
it's just,
fuck.
but it's just so bad for you because then you crash so hard.
Yeah.
And then if you like, let's say my boyfriend now, if he doesn't, but it's
Yes.
true events. Like now, if he is not taking pre-workout before the gym, he already associates that to like having a bad workout, and that mentally is the debt of you because like you're associating something that you love doing, which is like
yeah.
working out and like getting in the gym, to like this thing, like this pre-workout, where now if you don't have the pre-workout, then you don't like going to the gym.
I haven't worked out without pre-workout in years.
Yeah, but pump pre-workout is good
Yes.
because there's no caffeine.
No.
So
But that's recent.
but that's good. That's great. That's a good
Yeah.
it's a good thing for
Alternative.
you, you know?
I had
Yeah.
no choice. Fuck, man. The heart is going to explode one of these days. Jesus Christ. It's a lot. It's a lot of caffeine.
See, I rather drink like a coffee and then I'm good.
Yeah. Café con leche.
Sí, café con leche.
Yes.
That's also something. See, I love coffee because I've been
too.
drinking coffee since I'm young. In Cuba, we don't have that Nesquik and stuff to put in the milk. So what they do
We got
is that
straight coffee bean,
no,
bro.
yeah, we got straight the real deal,
Real shit, yeah.
So what they do for young
That
kids.
cocaine for your brain, you know what I mean?
No, in Cuba there's no cocaine.
No, I know. I'm kidding.
I mean, maybe
No,
there
not
is,
at
but
all.
there's not.
Not at all. No,
Cuba's,
people want to live.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Cuba's very like
I know.
drug free
I know,
in
I know.
general. Like,
Yeah.
which is why there's a lot less violence. I think
Yeah.
Cuba is a very safe country.
And they're
compared
very
to,
like the sense of community. The sense of community in Cuba is very strong.
Yeah, exactly.
So like they tend to not piss each other off or like steal from each other
Yeah,
or you
no.
know. I agree. I totally
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, a lot of tourists get locked up over there. That's the biggest.
yeah,
You know, They want to go. They want to go over there and smoke a little joint. And
Yeah,
it's not
well,
Canada,
and then
dude.
no,
It's not Canada. No.
exactly. That you need to be like very careful wherever you go, and
Absolutely,
like you know you can get locked up in like Iran because you showed a little bit too much skin. So you know.
Dubai.
Yeah.
There's a story of a guy who took an edible before taking the plane to Dubai. He got to Dubai, and I think he got either he fell or whatever, and he hit his head, so he had to go to the hospital. They took a blood sample and found THC in his system. He is now in jail. He's still in jail. He didn't even take the drug in the country, but because he was in the country high in his system, he got arrested.
Yo.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was crazy.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So, you know, you got to be careful where
Yeah, you got to be respectful also of the like
it's not Canada,
the
man.
laws and
Yeah.
the values wherever you go. So it's like very important. But yeah, community super important in Cuba, and that's why I grew up like that. Like I grew up with that very strong,
love, you know?
the love.
Yeah. I wanted to talk too, but like we didn't really mention it, but like you're not a pro bodybuilder yet.
Yet.
So how does that work? Like you get a pro card? Like what is a pro card? Like is it just like a fucking membership that you just show everybody? Like what is it?
Basically, so you know how there's like pro teams in football and
Yeah.
hockey
Yeah.
and everything. So there's always at some point where you get to the pro level.
Yep.
So having your pro card is getting to the pro level of bodybuilding. So when you start competing, you do your first show, you're in a regional, then you qualify for the nationals if you place like top 3 sometimes, or maybe top 5 depending on the show. And then you place for the nationals, and then at nationals you need to compete against, of course, everybody. So it always goes like up like that. It like filters down to like the best, right? So first everybody can go regional show, then you need to qualify to go to nationals, and then at nationals you have the best of the best
Yeah.
here. So everybody needs to compete, and how bodybuilding is judged is like you have height categories. So let's say I'm wellness, okay? So I compete in the wellness category. So I'm not going to compete against like bikini or figure. I compete in the wellness division.
So everybody has the same body type as you.
Exactly. And now we're divided into height class. So I'm always in class A because I'm very short. I'm 5'2". So usually there's girls much shorter than me, and that's what I've realized.
Damn.
I'm like, holy fuck. Like girls in bodybuilding are very short, at least in the wellness division. I'm like not the tallest, but like I'm in the moyenne, like, and I'm short.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm in class 8, and then there's like class B, which is probably like 5'2" to like 5'4", and then it goes like that for like A, B, C, D, let's say D. And then you compete against all the A. So I compete against all the A, and at nationals, I need to win my class. So I need to come first in the A class, and then there's going to be the girl who came first in the B class, and the first in the C class and D class. So it's the best of the best that goes to the overall. That's what we call the overall.
Okay.
So A, B, C, D are going to fight for the title of the best wellness overall, right?
Okay.
So now we're not judged like by height, we're judged all together. So the shortest and the tallest all together. And now the best is going to win. So for me to win my pro card, I need to win the overall. So I need to be the best of the best at that show, which is very hard in Canada because like in Canada, there's only 2 or 3 pro qualifier show. Whereas in the United States, there's literally pro qualifiers every 2 weeks.
So that's why you go to Vegas and stuff?
I mean, I went to Vegas because it was like a big show, and it was just like an experience.
Yeah.
And I got the feet money. But no, it was just more so because of the experience, because you're not allowed to compete in the States if you're not American.
Really?
But you're allowed to compete at the Olympia Amateur because it's like an international show.
Event, yeah.
And the Arnold
Classic?
Classic
Yeah.
as well, because it's international. But in general, you're not allowed to just like go to the States and compete in a show there. You know, you need to be American or like reside there. So unless it's an international show like I did. So I need to compete in the States. I need to compete in Canada,
yeah.
and be the best of the best. And I only have like 3 opportunities to do that in a year, which most likely you're going to do 2 of those 3 because they're not all one like after the other. You have 2 that are pretty close together, and then you have another one on the like couple months later where you're probably not going to be in prep anymore and you're just
Yeah.
you're going to skip that. So realistically, you have like maybe 2 opportunities.
You're not going to do 3 shows a year. Like, you can.
You
but
can, but if they're stacked up like one after
Yeah.
the other, you're not going to stay in prep for like
No, you're gonna
12
die.
months. Yeah. So you're not going to stay like show lean till then. So that's what I need to do. That's my next, my next goal. So now I am qualified for the nationals. At the Olympia Amateur, I could have won because it was a pro qualifying event.
Yep.
So I could have won if I came first or like second, because like at those big shows, instead of giving 1 pro card, they give like 2 or 3 pro cards. So for the overall, they give overall to like 1, 2, and 3 from the overall. So there's only maybe 1 or 2 girls that are not getting their pro card. So
Damn, you got a lot of projects, huh?
so many things going on.
And you're launching a fucking app?
Yes.
Can you explain that too? That's awesome.
Yes.
What's it about?
So it's online coaching.
Cool.
So I've always been into like online coaching and like personal training because that's what I
Yeah,
am
of course.
passionate about. But right now I'm working for the government. That's my job,
Cool.
my full-time job.
Yep.
But that's not what I want to do with my life, of course. It's just not what I'm passionate about.
That's so surprising. Yeah.
It's a very good, it pays very well,
Yep.
and like you have a lot of benefits to be there, and the
You're
job
young,
is
you
not,
have the options, so do it.
That's the thing. It's like I can't come back to that
Nope.
one day if
Yep,
I want
absolutely,
to,
absolutely, yep.
And I'm gonna always have like my diploma. I'm gonna always have that experience that I've acquired, so I can always come back to that. But right now, that's not what fulfills my creativity and like my goals and my needs, and just I don't feel happy when I finish my week. I'm like I did nothing. Like I would much rather
Work on yourself.
working on my projects. So
Mm-hmm.
I decided to move on to that, like doing online coaching full time. So I used to take like a couple of clients here and there, but only when I had time, because literally I have no time when I work for the government. But I had a couple clients and I really enjoy it. But now I'm making this platform and this app so I'm able to like take a lot more clients and just give my services to like a lot more people and have it centralized. Because I had a few clients, I was able to kind of like keep track of everything by myself and like put a note in my agenda, be like, okay, need to update this plan, or like, okay, payment for this person. And like now it's just going to be all in one place, and it's going to be a lot more complete because there's training and nutrition, as I've always offered, but like there's going to be videos, like demonstration videos for like each exercise.
Wow.
There's like a mental like well-being like section where there's
Really?
like videos on like motivation and like staying on track, and you have access to me and like my support team
Wow.
24/7. So if there's anything that goes like wrong, you can always.
Is that like a monthly subscription?
Yeah, it's a monthly subscription, which you can cancel anytime.
Awesome.
But it's a monthly subscription, and because it's it's gonna give to so broad, like I can put it a little bit lower than like the prices that I was before, because I'm able to reach more people. So
Yeah.
like
That's so cool.
for like $50 per month, you're gonna be able to get all of that, which is like a personalized plan, training plan, nutrition plan, where if you don't like apples, I'm not going to put apples in your plan.
Good. Okay.
It's like, it's very personalized. So
Yep.
you fill out like a form. If you have an injury, I'm going to make sure that this injury is not going to be triggered by any of your exercises. And then I'm going to change your plan. You have check-ins with me. You can log all your workouts, your pictures, your weight. It's like a very complete app. So I'm very excited. It's going to be launching in the next couple weeks.
Really?
Yeah, I'm finalizing. So actually yesterday I finalized like the voiceovers for the videos, because
Okay.
I filmed the videos, but then I did like the voiceover explaining. Okay,
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, so that's a lot of added value also, because
Yeah.
it's not just like me doing the exercise. It's like me explaining. Okay, like make sure that your head is staying in this position, or like make sure your back is rested against the blah blah blah. So for beginners, like it's going to be very helpful.
Yeah.
And even for like more advanced, maybe they're not going to look at the videos, but it's still like a personalized plan, So
Wow. So like, yeah, it's very personalized.
yes.
Wow, that's so cool. Because people don't really like to get into training because of the vagueness. Like it doesn't apply to everybody. Everybody needs different. Everybody has different needs, right?
And goals.
And goals
also,
too,
yeah.
right? And man, the fact that you're gonna have an app. What's it called? Can you say?
It's called FUERZA
Okay.
by Mini Tank. And FUERZA means strength
Yeah.
in Spanish. So I decided to go with like, my Latino heritage.
That's catchy too.
And like FUERZA, it means for me like, so my mom used to always tell me like, ve con fuerza, como, and it was always like fuerza, like physical strength, but also mental strength. You know,
Ooh.
it's very important to have like both when you want to accomplish like, a physical goal or whatever goal you have. So it's like, it doesn't just refers to like, being like strong and having biceps. It's like having here, you know? So yeah.
What's in
fuerza.
the cabeza? You know.
It was in la cabeza. So that's the thing. So I'm very super excited. I'm super pumped. I feel like I can't even comprehend that this is coming and that I'm like doing that and that I'm moving towards being very independent on that aspect. Like for me, I'm super happy that it's happening, but because I'm so into it and I'm working every day on the project, it feels like so far away, but in a way I'm in it. You know, it's not far away. I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm in it, and it's gonna be happening. And it brought me to like other opportunities where like I work with a brand for like clothing,
Yeah,
like
clothing brand, yeah.
athletic clothing. And they offered me to do a collab with them.
Nice.
So I'm gonna be launching like a line, like a aligned.
Women and men.
Yeah. So
I'm
yes.
getting one.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yes, it's
Keep
gonna
it 2x for me, okay?
it's gonna be we haven't like decided everything that we're gonna be launching, but we're gonna for sure be launching like a big like oversized tee.
Nice.
Because I know that's like very
That's the
trendy
style.
right
Yeah.
now, and like that's what I love wearing. I'm not gonna launch something that's trendy if I don't like it. You know.
Good.
I love wearing like oversized, and like I'm never the girl with like the cute outfits at the gym. I'm always like wearing
The badass.
just like
yeah.
red.
With
I'm
your
here to work.
bandana.
Yeah.
Yo, that bandana's like, okay, she's here to fuck shit up,
Yeah,
man. Do not talk to her. Like,
I'm
she
here
will
to
fuck
work.
you up. Yeah.
I'm not here to show off like my
Yeah.
little alpha elite thing, which I love alpha elite by the way. But so yeah, we're gonna be launching that. It's gonna be like an oversized tee with like FUERZA and like all the logos and the things fun behind. So anyways, yeah, very cool projects coming.
Yeah. Daph,
Yeah.
it's already been an hour.
I know, it's crazy, eh?
Yeah. Oh my God. Hey, thank you so much. Okay.
you.
I'm gonna have you back. Okay. I'm gonna have this fucker back too.
Yes.
Okay. What's your prediction on the Super Bowl?
It's gonna be a high score game.
Okay.
Yeah.
High score game. Who's winning?
Points. Who's winning?
The Chiefs.
I don't know. If the Eagles can get their running game functioning,
Yep.
maybe the Eagles, but I'm rooting for the Chiefs.
Bro, apparently 77% of the money is on the Eagles. Okay. Patrick Mahomes, okay, is an underdog.
Yeah.
Give me the fucking Chiefs.
He's not
For
an
sure.
underdog.
In the game, yeah.
I mean, the thing
I
is,
know.
like, he was injured, right? So
Yes.
how did he recover from that? And,
Yeah.
like,
Of the fucking league.
Yeah, exactly. He won MVP. I'm telling you, okay? Everybody says, oh, he's injured. Watch him. He's going to throw for like 300 yards. Give me the fucking Chiefs. Tomorrow's the Super Bowl, guys, so enjoy it. Please like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Daph, your socials?
all my name, so Daphnée Bureau Lugo on all my social medias, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and you have my mini tank coaching platform where we're going to be the app, and you can find that on Instagram as well.
Good.
So yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
No problem, guys. Thank you very much. Love you guys. Have a good one.